All right, ladies and gentlemen and programmers, we're going to do lesson two, part two for Little Crab. So I attached to your handout some notes. So anything that doesn't have a specific handout, you can take on lined paper, or you could take here. I'm just going to refer to this little section as lined paper notes. Okay, so we have the sissy blue color, so that means write this down on the handout. Multiple instructions are executed in sequence, one after the other in the order which they are written. Write that down. So basically, what's it going to do first? Your little crab is going to move, and then he's going to turn. And it's because it's in the act method, it's going to go again. He's going to move, and then he's going to turn. In that order, it's kind of obvious, but that is called the sequence structure. Okay. So I want you guys to do this. Use a move and turn instructions in your crab's act method. Okay. So what that's going to look like is you're going to go to your act method. You already have that, and you're going to say move parentheses parentheses semicolon and turn 5 semicolon. Okay, and then we'll compile that, no errors, and then let's see what it does. So if we add in a crab, he's now gonna move a little bit and then turn, move and turn, and so he's gonna go in a circle. And if we change the numbers, he moves in different circles. So let's turn 1, or let's say turn 2. Compile that. Let's see what that does. So put in a new crab, and we'll go run, and you can see it's a bigger circle. Okay, but the idea though, what we're trying to get at is it's going to do this, then this, and then it's going to go back and start over again. Do this, then this, and then because it's in the act method, start over again. So that's the sequence structure. Okay, what does it do? Well, he moves in a circle, and the width of the circle depends on what you put for 5. Okay, this is going to go into a handout error messages. Write this down. Okay, so check this out. So if I have something in there the computer doesn't understand, so if I go into the crab, and let's go in here to the crab, and I get rid of a semicolon, it's going to give me an error message. Let's see right here. If I click on it, let's hit compile, and it gives, and I put this over here. It's giving me a message, hey, a semicolon is expected. So that's the error message. Okay, so another thing you can do is get rid of this, hit compile, and the method turn in the class animal cannot be applied to given types required, and int found no arguments. All right, so what that's saying is, hey, this particular method requires a parameter as an int, and you didn't provide it. Okay, so those are error messages. One other thing I put in the spiel here is that let's say you have a robot. Here's your robot, right? And this coffee cup is a cliff, and you want your robot to patrol the edge of the cliff and look for the good guy, right? Okay, but instead what you do is you have a move, and he falls down into the cliff. So your robot understands move, parentheses, parentheses, semicolon, move. He understands it. So there's not a syntax error. There's nothing wrong with your sentence, but the logic is wrong. You used good sentences to get him to do something you never intended for him to do. So just because your sentence is correct does not mean you gave good instructions. Okay, but at any rate, that little thing that we saw over there was called an error message. All right, so here's an exercise. So I want you guys to do that. Remove the semicolon after move, then compile. Also experiment with other errors, such as misspelling move or making other random changes to the code. So I want you to, on your handout, I want you to write down what you did and then the error message. Okay, so for example, if I go over here, I would write down, I'm going to spell it wrong, and undeclared method. So I would say I got rid of the n and turn, and the error was undeclared method tur. So basically, nobody taught it how to tur, but somebody did teach it how to turns. Okay, so write down 3 of those. All right, part 2 quiz. What do you call it when you tell it? Okay, I want you just to answer these on your own. I'm not going to give you the answers. Ask for help in class, okay, and get this done. Good work on that.